First up, I'd just like to say thank you everybody for subscribing. Over the last few months we've had literally thousands of new subscribers. So I just wondered, we got a guy yesterday who'd subscribed from Kentucky in America, which is just amazing. So we did this months and months ago, but I just wondered if people in the comments could just put where they're from, just so we can get a gauge of like where we're being viewed and who's watching and so on. That'd be great for us and for the channel, and I'll get back to you all. Yeah, just if you're watching this, hit the like and subscribe, get ready for some jokes. We're gonna have a bit of fun this week. It's gonna be a good video, this one. So, as I was saying, we've got 100 square meters of block pavers arriving. So there's about 7 meters in a pack. It's too early to do maths, but that's a lot of packs we've got to be loaded out. So we've got a new guy coming in today. He's just coming in for a couple of days here and there to help us out. He's been a bit down on his luck lately. He's not had any work for a bit. He's recently been laid off, so I've said I'd give him a couple of days here and there. He's been pestering me on via email, so he's arriving about 8 o'clock ish. Good morning everybody, it's Nick at B&P and it is Monday morning and we're already on site. The sun is absolutely beaming today, so I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit torturous as we've got a heavy day ahead. We have 100 square meters of block paving arriving today. So as I was saying, we've got 100 square meters of block pavers arriving. So there's about 7 meters in a pack. It's too early to do maths, but that's a lot of packs we've got to be loaded out. So we've got a new guy coming in today. He's just coming in for a couple of days here and there to help us out. He's been a bit down on his luck lately. He's not had any work for a bit. He's recently been laid off, so I've said I'd give him a couple of days here and there. He's been pestering me on via email, so he's arriving about 8 o'clock ish. And also we've got Cornelius, my son in heir, Lord Cornelius. It's turned out he's got an inset training day today, and he's also after a new bike. So in my household, we don't get things for free, we work for him. So he's on site this week, or today should I say, and he's going to get a pair of gloves on and load some block pavers out, and no doubt have to suffer Connell and Christopher tormenting him all day. Bet you can't wait, can you? We're going through the Kevin Perry stage, it's great. So anyway, I'm gonna hop out this van in a minute, show you guys where we're at, what's happening, and get ready for the day ahead. Okay, so just a little recap on Friday, or last week should I say. Fence is in, edging's in, sub base is in. There's 30 ton of roadstone in here, compacted. So we're gonna give it another run over in a bit. We haven't managed to do the back bit because the machine was here, but we kept the machine here because we've got 9 ton of sand coming, which we're gonna tip on the front, then use the machine to barrel load and spread on the job. And all going to plan today, and delivery's been on time and everyone turning up and so on. We'll get this all laid up today. We'll start cutting this bad boy in tomorrow. So I have to say, it's been a little bit daunting this weekend, knowing that Monday, normally we lay on a Wednesday, but knowing Monday morning we were gonna have to lay this is, yeah, and I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So yeah, it's an hard graft, but it's gotta be done and it shall be done. So ready to rock and roll. I'm just waiting for John Hayes, I think, to bring the sand first, so they're going to chuck the sand on and we'll get it all knocked about. As predicted, John A. Stevens are here, bright and breezy, ready to unload this sand. Let's get it off, get some work done. Folds is just arriving, looking a bit sheepish. I was going to say he's got the shades on, but we've all got the shades on because we've got them for free, like. Are you hanging?
Oh, I'm good.
You alright?
Good. Yeah.
Still got that young man's liver, ain't you? Wait till you're my age, it takes 5 days.
Don't get hangovers.
There you go. So as you've just seen, John Hayes have just delivered our sand. We'll get the machine now. Well, we've got to whack this top end first. We're going to whack this now, and then Chris is going to barrel load the lads, and we're going to start sanding up from the top down and get ready to screed. Oh, it's not a good start. New guy's late, fuming. Chris ain't happy. It's not a good start.
Got a long way to travel, don't it?
He has got a bit of a way to travel.
5-6 hours.
So needless to say, we shall be giving him grief all day now and making him buy drinks and such.
Right, we're cracking on. Well, we're not cracking
new
on.
lads here, mate.
Where you been?
Sorry guys, I'm late. I've had to travel up from Cornwall this morning. It's been an absolute nightmare.
You look a little bit familiar to me.
Yeah, people, I get that quite a bit. Yeah, people say that, yeah.
Right, okay. Why are you smiling all the time?
I've just got that kind of celebrity smile.
Why do you think it's funny to turn up late?
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Right. Your CV was nice. It was good.
Okay.
But I'd like to know why you got fired, please.
It's a bit of a long story, to be honest with you guys. I don't really want to go into it at the minute. You know, it's one of them.
Okay. Well, I'd like to get the wheelbarrow and move that sand, please, good sir.
What? All of it?
Yeah, all of it.
Do you want me to die?
No, not really.
Well, if you carry on like this, that's what could happen. Get this area ready, and then we'll get all the sand barrowed in and ready to go. So we're all whacking up. Chris has cranked the machine up. He's going to start barrel loading the sand now. Ryan and Connell's going to run it in. Corley's on standby eating crisps. Never stops eating that kid. He's eating me out of arse and home. Get a barrow. Barrow load in, look. And you run it in lines, knock it about. Let's show you lot today what we can get done. We're going to try and get this all laid today. Live the dream. As you've just seen, all the sand's now in and been whackered. So we're just having a little break, and then we're going to start screeding. Hopefully get screeded by about 12 o'clock lunchtime. Obviously lunchtime, I'd hope it won't be midnight. And then we'll get laying. We've got 4 hours just to get the blocks down. So up to now things are going well. We still ain't got a block delivery. That should be here shortly, and then we can rock and roll. Guys, since it's break time, do you mind if me and Corley, we were just talking and we're just going to go for a spot of lunch somewhere? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, mate.
How long have we got?
As long as you want, mate.
How long do you need?
It should be about an hour.
An hour? Jesus.
We like to sit down and go for a restaurant for lunch, so come on then, let's go. Okay, so we've begun screeding. Bars are set, off we go. We have, well, we're just finishing floating up the lines now, but disaster has struck, and if you guys can see something's missing, the blocks are yet to show up, which is a disaster because we've screeded the whole area and it's likely to rain today or tomorrow, which will ruin the whole screed. So we've got to lay it, but obviously we haven't got any materials, so we'll see. Fingers crossed to be here in the next 10 minutes so we can get going. Okay, so Johnny's have finally arrived. Well, I say finally, they've arrived. So we're going to load these blocks now and then start laying. Folds there.
Yo,
Blocks have arrived. How many packs?
13.
Think we got it?
No,
3 hours.
no.
We're
I
gonna
say we do 2 packs now and do the rest tomorrow.
No,
Fresh day and
no, 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 no. What would your viewers think?
I think give it shite.
We've got to, yeah, it's put a bit of time pressure on us, so we're going to have to get stuck in.
How
So,
about
go on.
just lay up one little pack in the middle so he can get in and out his ass.
Yeah.
Then do the rest tomorrow.
That's it. Remember though, we've got young Cornelius here.
Time to shine.
It's time
Fresh.
to shine. This
Yeah,
is
go.
it's your time, boy. It's time for you to get involved. So, we could lay blocks, Folder, or we could go in the van and make love.
Fine, go on.
Come on, let's go. What we're doing here is we're trying to get the blocks as far up this driveway as we can, so obviously it's less loading time for the lads, so it's nearer. So once we get these bottom ones laid up to here, they can then come in from here and get them straight in, and it should speed the process up a little bit. No matter, look, it become more of a nightmare than I want it to be, but such is life.
Chris, I think that new employee's doing quite well.
He's doing all right, to be fair. I mean, seems to have got a really good relationship going with a young lad.
So now, where is he? Oh, he seems to be down here talking to the young lad yet again. Did you two enjoy your dinner? Fine dining?
Honestly, it was fantastic. We had a little bit of prosecco. I had a scallop starter, and then I had like a nice rack of lamb with just all different sort of veg, and it was beautiful, wasn't it, Paulie? Did you enjoy your lunch? Yeah. Yeah, it was lovely.
You seem to be getting quite along with Corley here.
Yeah, we do get on, don't we? It's, it's just one of those things we're working together.
Oh,
We've just
he's touching
bonded,
him now.
We just really get on.
Can you not touch the employee though?
Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't. Yeah, we're getting myself in some bother.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy, mate.
It's a bit weird. Okay, so as you can see, blocks got delivered at 1 o'clock. However, we've still got it all laid. Well, by the top corner, but we ran out of blocks. But we've laid 100 metres of blocks here, and I think we need another half a pack or something. But we're going to see what borders we have to take out and so on first before we order them. So yeah, tomorrow start cutting the boards in, manholes, finishing up, blah blah blah. Getting there. It's been a good tough slog today. Everyone's exhausted, but we have got there. That's all bad for a Monday. So we hate laying blocks on a Monday, it's awful. God, I need a shave. Yeah, so see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Nick at B&P. It is Tuesday morning. It is just before 8 o'clock. I've just got to site. No deliveries this morning, so I can get here a bit later. Yeah, well, today we are going to be starting up the finishing. So the cutting in, the bordering, the concrete in, the manholes, the fence panels, all the little bits and bobs that we've had to leave till the end. Yeah, yesterday, astounding really, considering the time frame we had. We got held up a little bit with the delivery of the blocks. It didn't arrive till 1 o'clock, but we still got it all laid, which is a good slog for 3 hours or 2.5 hours. So yeah, really happy. But yeah, still a lot to do. Like I said, we've still got 4 days on the job. So I say at this stage, I think a lot of people think it's just over and done with, customer wise, but it's not the case. It takes a lot. So anyway, I'll hop out the van in a mo and we'll have a little look round, see what's going on, show you guys some bits, try and do a bit more tutorial stuff this week if I can. Hopefully have a good video for you, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Okay, so as you can see, we are marking out the borders, and the boys are going to drop on and start cutting them with the diamond blades, the steel saws, and get all these borders in this driveway finished, pretty much from sort of this area all the way down around the front to here. Then we'll start work. There should be some blocks come out the borders, so we're going to use them up here to finish this area, and then tomorrow we'll do the manhole lid cutting up here, start finishing off. Okay, so I'd say 2/3 of the driveway are now cutting. Con's just moving some cuts out the road, and then we shall now load out these borders all around and get them dropped in and get them all concreted in. Start looking like a job. Good morning. So apologies for yesterday, but as is the case in Britain at the minute, the rain was just torrential here and there, non-stop. So it's very difficult to film without all your equipment getting wet and your phones and so on. So a bit of a nightmare, but got a fair bit done. It's starting to take shape, so I'll just show you around, show you what we got done, and yeah, we'll get cracking on. So we got all the borders cut in, dropped in, whole thing concreted under the blocks at the side of them, all on concrete, both sides. Last fence panel went in. Bear in mind it's like torrential rain, like storm weather, so it was a bit difficult to get much done, and we were all soaked. Got the fence posts in, and we've also gravelled up all down the neighbour's side, as is polite. It's because he had a little gap between his fence and his driveway, so we've gravelled all that up for him so it looks nice and presentable. So today we'll get the tarmac cut ready for the tarmackers to come. Brick pillar, finish this corner, gonna lay this top area here, manhole lid in. We've got some remedial work around the back, some coping stones to put back on, so on and so forth. This post has got to come out here, we've got to take that out. So yeah, plenty to be getting on with. But as you can see, it's looking like a runway. It's massive. There's a man like folds it up. But Christopher will be fashionably late. Ready to rock and roll.
Did I hear the word late? 3 minutes early, I don't mean that.
Not you, what about Christopher? I said he'll be fashionably late as usual.
He's always late.
So, yeah, ready to go. First job of the day, get this post broke out, then we're going to screed this area here, get this bit of paving laid up in this area here, get this all cut in and connected up to this border. Hopefully get it all cut in and finished. Right guys, so me and man like folds there around the back, and we're doing a little remedial job for the customer as a little extra, so to speak. He's had this wall here for years, for yonks, I'm not sure how long. I don't think it's that long actually. And basically, these are renowned for doing this. None of these copers are, they're just a whole lot, everything's loose. So it's been put on a bed of builders, but what tends to happen is for some reason they don't bond very well. I think these are the concrete's so solid that it doesn't really attach. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the copers off, we're going to SDS and clear all the original gobbo off, then we're going to SBR it, rebed them, and SBR the back of the copers as well, clean them all off and basically reinstate them correctly, so they should bond a little bit better. To be honest, it's not an exact science when it comes to these copers. They take a lot of water and a lot of frost, So it can be quite a reoccurring issue. But yeah, so for now we'll get set up and we'll get that done. So as you've just seen, we took all the bed off. To be honest with you, it was in a right bad state. It was absolute powder, like it just goes back to sand. So I think it was a bit of a weak mix, to be honest. So let's rectify it. So what we'll do now, mix some SBR with SBR all top of the wall, and then we'll get a mix done, ready, and we'll start bedding them back on. And SBR in the original copes as we go, and reinstating them along the wall. Arnold is just applying the SBR to the wall, coat of that on, and then we'll put the bed on, which we've mixed up. We'll paste the back of the copers and put them on, and it should just give it that little bit of extra bond. Again, I'm not, you know, I can't really guarantee it because it's, you know, copers are a bit of a nightmare, but it'll be better than just a standard mix. Bit of overkill maybe, but it works. So as you've just seen, we've just dropped these copers on here, SBR on the wall, bed, SBR on the back of the copers, stick them on. Just ran out of mix, so I thought I'd finish the time lapse there, otherwise you'll just be watching us doing nothing. So we'll continue this bit and then we'll set up, and we've got to do this whole side here. So we'll actually start, get the SDS set up, and we'll start taking the bed off here. Like I said, the bed is absolutely shocking, like just awful. So the gear was obviously never any good. Hey, Folds?
Yeah.
You don't like crap gear, do you? You love good gear.
Only 10-10, mate.
10-10, mate. Folds Jenny has a 10-10. None of that repo, Folds there. Just a rocket. Obviously, he's talking about rocket salad. Let's rock and roll then. So as you've just seen, that's all been SDS'd. Been a bit of block damage on this section here, so we've took these blocks off as well. So we're going to reinstate these blocks. If there's nothing at 1.5, reinstate those blocks, re-gobbo it all up. So it should start looking half decent like this side. Obviously, it's not very aesthetic at the minute. It's going to need a good couple of coats of masonry paint. But it should look good. We've got this patio cleaned off today, tomorrow, jet washed down. My beautiful assistant here, Folds there, will show you how to do that. So yeah, we're just waiting for a mix now. As soon as that gets here, we'll get his copers on. But firstly, guys, here's something you should all know. Never, ever SDS with your mouth open, because you get a mouthful of grit. And secondly, as is mine and Folds' luck, we've discovered a wonky step, a loose step, and then our OCD's kicked in. So now we've took the step out, and we're doing the step as well.
All for the customer.
All for the glory of the job.
That's it.
Professionalism. So on that note, let's get back to it. Now my mix has finally arrived, because the first one was a complete mess up. Someone put too much water in it, was like a soup.
Hey.
Soup at day. Stink soup at day.
And it was a wrong sand.
And it was the wrong sand. You couldn't get it any more wrong. So yeah, anyway, we'll get back to it. Rock and roll. Right, so this side's complete, just needs pointing up. This bit's complete. However, all the other copers now we've just realised are pretty much damaged, so we're going to go and grab some new ones. I think we need probably 4 new ones. So they don't appear to be all here. So yeah, we'll get these copers on and rebuilt. Go from there. It's just started raining as well, so it's probably the perfect little time for a trip to the builders merchants. Okay, so unfortunately, a good majority of these original copers were already broken. I think when the wall collapsed, it pulled them down and they've smashed, so we've had to pick some new ones up. So it's not ideal. Ideally, you'd have changed all of them, but it's a big cost. So, and I think the customer should be happy with just replacing. But they're a slightly different coper. These ones are old, these are a little thicker. What can you do? Replace new, you can only replace new for old, and again, I can't free of charge replace all of these. So they've had to buy all new ones. So yeah, anyway, we shall continue. So that is the copers on. As you can see, it started to rain. However, when we got here, we've realised, just due to the age and the manufacturer, these are slightly thicker, probably 5 to 10 mil thicker here. So it means it's had to be on a slightly thinner bed here to get these ones on, to get these level. So as you can see, slight discrepancy there. But what can I do apart from, I say, replace the old thing? That's how I'm doing it. I've done these for free, so here's what it is, as we say in the game. Hey, folds there.
That's it, mate.
Okay, so as you've seen, we're just starting to clear this planter out, try and pick these bits of broken cement out, clean all the back of this wall down, all these little bits of gobbo, and start cleaning it all down. Folds just sweep in there. We'll get this all looking dapper, nice and clean. Okay, so we're running out of time today, but we've got all these copers on now. Connor's just in the last bit of pointing on the other side. These are all pointed up. Need a bit of a brush off. But again, we'll probably have to clean it all down tomorrow. I've got a load of cleaning to anyway. We've cleaned the lawn up. The majority is done. It just needs a good wash down. So we'll get it all looking spick and span tomorrow. And yeah, so job well done. Thank the Lord. Ah! Get off. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Get off. I can't defend myself. Get off. Get off. Horrible shit. Put his phone down, you're dead. That is a finger. Oh. Okay, good morning everybody. It's Thursday morning and we are nearly complete. I bet that made you all feel a little bit sick. Unfortunately, we've had to let the new guy go. Me and Foldsy found him a little bit creepy. He kept, I don't know, he didn't seem interested. Because Corley came in Monday because he had an inset day, and then after that he didn't really seem interested, did he? Sort of like Tuesday he had no heart and he wasn't bothered. And then, yeah, and then when he found out Corley wasn't coming back, he didn't seem interested in the job, so we had to let him go. But yeah, besides all that, we're nearly there. Got gravel up, whacker it. We're just changing some odd blocks now. Around, you notice certain ones have got like damaged corners and so on, so we go around taking them out and changing them. And we've got to build a bit of block work in here that collapsed when just on the edge of this steps, about 4 concrete blocks. Panels got to go in, sand and whacker, tarmac at the front, gravel. We're about done. I've made that sound really simple. It is probably a full day's work. The lads seem to be struggling for motivation today. I think sometimes when you get really close to the finish, you sort of go into with finish mode and you haven't, so we'll get rocking. Okay, so I've just rebuilt this section of wall in. When we broke the concrete out, it collapsed. It was pretty aged, so we've just put that in as best we can with some new blocks and the original copers. Connor's just going to throw some sand down now, and we'll begin whackering this driveway. We'll get it first off done. It's a big area, it'll take a while, so we'll get that done, and then we'll by that time this bit will be completed up here, and we'll get that bit done. So as you've all just seen, that's the first half-ish whackered. So me and Colin are just going to brush the sand in now, give it the finish, check for any snags, damaged blocks and so on. We're just waiting for a delivery of about 20 blocks. We've run out completely and we need some to repair some. So yeah, we're getting there. So we're half brushed in. Ryan and associates are now changing any broken blocks or little imperfections. Me and Folds have got to make a mad dash now, take this whacker back to the hire company and drop off the plastics, as we won't get everything in the van otherwise. So yeah, we're on the roll. We should be done for just after lunch, I think. Okay, so as you see in the front side, the front off is all whackered now. We've just got some extra blocks, dropped them in. We're sanding this up now. Gonna hit the whacker. Chris is just joining up the path, finishing there. The boys are just doing the tarmac on the front, cutting the strip out for the tarmackers. You have to excuse me if I'm a bit muffled talking. So yeah, just getting the tarmac ready for the tarmackers. And I shall begin whackering, hence why my voice sounds a bit strange. Okay, so as you've just seen, just gave it a good hiding with the whacker plate. Love whackering, so therapeutic. If you've noticed, put the sand down first, and then not unlike a lawn, go up and down 4 times, left and right 4 times. First of all, that's to sort of wobble them into position you want them, and with the sand pushing in at the same time, compacting, it locks them in nicely. And secondly, it's a really good indication of where you've been with the whacker. Otherwise, sometimes if it's dry, you can't really see where you've been and it gets a bit confusing. So it's nice to be able to work to the lines. Also, as well, I believe, with a nice layer of sand on it, protects the block from damage. We've tried the whole rubber plate thing, just doesn't work. I've never known one work in 20 years. So yeah, we put the sand down first, and it just gives a little thin coat that just keeps the whacker from damaging the faces. Not that they tend to damage anyway, to be honest, very rarely. So the tarmac is all in. Well, not in, cut in. So we're just waiting for them to come and they'll run it in and get that all in nicely. So I don't know if we'll be here when that's done, because they're coming this afternoon, I might not be here. But so that'll be done. And yeah, gravel's in, going in, looking good. So as you've just seen, we've just whackered the entire runway. Can get 14 double-decker buses on here and a woman on a mobility scooter. Yeah, so the lads are just finishing and brushing in the sand. We're going to give it all a good rinse off and clean down. And we're nearly done. Just waiting for the tarmackers, as I've said. Happy days. Little bit of a leaf blow, just get the excess sand off the surface. I tell you what, it's a dusty job. I think I'll be lucky to see 60.